We rolling?
We are rolling.
We rolling. Hey friends, welcome back to National Woodlands Day. I'm your friend Big John right here in the gift shop in the Trading Post. Been a really good day so far. Just to remind you kind of the purpose behind today. So today is a dedicated day of giving designed to inspire generosity in givers of all ages and all giving levels. It's been so cool to see over the course of the day. Small gifts and big gifts come in. It's been cool to see gifts from campers come in, gifts from staff come in, gifts from parents and grandparents come in. Super, super grateful for all of you and your generosity. So far today, we've seen and we've had some of the match that's been, they've gone ahead and attached that to it. So far we've had $157,767 on our way, hopefully to $750,000. So you can be praying with us on that. Really big day, really important day, because all the proceeds from today are going to help us build Woodlands West. Woodlands West is the new camp across the lake that we are shooting to open this summer, and it will be 10 weeks of junior camps over there, and it is going to be just a super cool vibe. It'll be 100% Woodlands camp and 100% kind of its own vibe all at the same time. Really excited for that. So keep praying, keep cheering us on today. Spread the word today. If you know people who have a hearts of generosity, let them know about National Woodlands Day. They can give online at nationalwoodlandsday.org. So I'm here today to do a little top 10 action with you. And I was tasked with unveiling my top 10 Woodlands t-shirts ever. So I don't have all of them in my personal collection, but I have most of them in my personal collection. In fact, I had to dig some boxes out of the very top of my closet, blow off the dust off those boxes, pull out some t-shirts, because I'm kind of a sentimental guy. And so you're gonna see in some of these shirts, kind of throwing it old school on several of them. I'm gonna mix in a couple of bonuses. I'm gonna mix in a couple of our old school giveaway t-shirts. So if you're watching and you worked here or you came here some years ago, you might see some of these that you recognize. And then some of you campers and staff here now, you might see some you recognize as well. So we're actually gonna start with kind of a bonus one. This was one of our very first giveaway t-shirts back in summer 2002. It was one of the times that the Life is Good shirts have been really cool. They were really cool, and then they weren't really cool, and then they came back and they got cool again, then they went away again, and then they came back and they were cool once again. So, this was our giveaway shirt back in summer 2002. It says, "I've been blobbing, boating, super sliding, tube riding, being lazy, acting crazy, playing ball, having a ball, making friends from start to end, doing justly, loving mercy, and walking humbly with my God." Woodlands Summer 2002. So we're going to start right there. Next up, so this will be actually number 10 on the top 10. This shirt is super special to me. This is the very first t-shirt that Woodlands Camp ever sold. So I'm in the gift shop now. We built this gift shop in 2006. Woodlands started in 1997. So when we built the original Trading Post, which was just the game room and what's now the snack shop, that snack shop was snack shop and gift shop. We had this shirt and one other super simple, just a since 1997 shirt, but it's super special to me because it was the first ever shirt that the Woodlands Trading Post rolled out. So that's my number 10. Number 9, this is a more modern one. I just love this shirt. I mean, it's so clean. It looks great with a pair of black jeans and a white pair of shoes. I love just the bold, simple nature. I think we rolled this one out 3 or 4 years ago. We got the short sleeve, we got the long sleeve. We had a white one, we had a black one. I love this shirt. This is one of my all-time faves. Next up, this one's probably about 10 years old. And so we went through kind of this phase where we said, hey, let's look to like college and professional sports, and let's take some of their color schemes that were really hot at the time, and let's design some shirts with those color schemes. So this is back in the day when the Seattle Seahawks kind of rolled out their new look. So this was kind of our Seattle Seahawks color. I love the state of Georgia. I love where unforgettable happens. And if you've ever been to camp, you know that when you come to Woodlands, this is the most epic, the most incredible, the most, dare I say, unforgettable experience of your entire life. It is indeed where unforgettable happens. Man, I have worn this shirt probably 10,000 times. This is one still in my current queue that I pull out from time to time during the summer and wear at camp. This is my number 8 shirt. Number 7, we're going back old school. So many of you have worn this shirt. When I go to church, when I go into town, when I'm in schools, when I'm in ball games, I see this shirt all over the place. Well, the original version of that shirt, which we rolled out probably early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, this was the OG Micah 6:8 shirt. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with God. We sold oodle gobs of these. I love this shirt. Again, it's classic. It was one of the first shirts where we started doing our branding on the back. Love this shirt. I looked and looked for I wanted to include in here, I just couldn't find it. I looked and looked for my original Suns Out, Guns Out tank top. Those were like such a big deal back in the day. We sold lots and lots and lots of those. Couldn't find it, but lots of you remember the Suns Out, Guns Out tank tops. Up next, so this was when Life is Good rolled back around and it became cool again. So we have had we have a couple actually in our inventory now, but this was one of the original ones we did. And if you can't see this, it's got the blob action on there. This was the original red, white, and blue blob. This is actually some of our original branding before our current branding became a thing. So I love this Life is Good vibe where we got Blobber ready, blobbing on 3, 1, 2, 3, he jumps, and then this guy goes flying off into the wild blue yonder. That is my number 6 shirt. Number 5. This is kind of a little new school, kind of a little old school. It's this guy right here. And I love this guy right here because of this guy right here. This was the original artwork on our original sign down by Old Blue Creek Road in 1997. So when I started the camp, we had no idea what we were doing. I was 24 years old, but I knew that we needed a look. I knew that we needed something out there at the road to capture people's eyes. They drove by. And so a friend of mine was an artist, and I said, hey, I want some trees because we're Woodlands, but I want those trees to reflect the cross in the lake. You know, because ultimately it's like we want to be a reflection of Jesus. And so this was the original. In fact, we still have the original sign down in our office. This was the artwork on the Woodlands sign that for the first decade plus, every camper, as they pulled into Woodlands, and you remember that feeling, right? I mean, you've been counting down the days to come to camp since you got home from camp last summer, and you finally get here and you pull in and there's that Woodlands sign, and man, you got the butterflies. You are more excited than you've ever been before. This was the artwork that those first 10 years of campers saw when they were pulling in off Old Blue Creek Road. All right, we're going to give another bonus here. This is another giveaway shirt, and we're going really old school here. We're going all the way back summer 2009. Summer 2009. So our theme that summer was the race through space. It was the starfighters and destroyers. Is that what we have coming up? That's what we have coming up this summer. So this was the very first time we had that theme. Our themes are on an 8-year rotation. Maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't. To where if you start as a Pee Wee camper and you come all the way through middle school, you'll never see the same theme twice, except for Athens and Sparta. We roll that every 4 years to sync it up with the Olympics. But I love this one, summer 2009, the race through space. And it's got one of my very favorite verses on there, on the back. It's a passage out of Philippians, and it says, do everything without complaining or arguing, so that you may be blameless and pure, children of God, without fault in a crooked and perverse generation. And I love this last line, so that you may shine like stars in the universe. And man, I remember that summer we talked at length with our campers. Now, hey, you want to be a light for Jesus? You want to stand out? Do everything without arguing and complaining. Like the average version of you, you're Woodlands campers, so you're like way above average. But the average version of you, they whine, they argue, they complain, they gripe against their parents, against their teachers, with their friends. You want to shine like a star in the universe? Do everything without arguing and complaining. The best part about this shirt, it was made with glow-in-the-dark ink. So it like looks really cool right now. You go in, you turn the lights off, boom, this verse on the back, the graphic on the front glows in the dark. That was a bonus. Number, I don't know what we're on, 5? So this was probably the most iconic shirt in our first 12 to 15 years. the Woodlands Coca-Cola shirt. People are like, oh man, you guys copied Coca-Cola. We like to think that Coca-Cola copied us. So Woodlands Camp, the real thing. This is actually my original one. This one went through a couple of different iterations over the first 12 or 14 years. But this is, I mean, I don't know if you can see this. Like I wore this so much, like the banding is all frayed. It's got a little hole in the belly. This one, it's kind of faded red. This was one of my faves. A lot of campers had this. In fact, if your mom and dad came here as campers, which we're seeing a lot more of that now, I love that. In fact, last summer, the first few weeks of the summer, I had 10 sets of parents that dropped their campers off. They're like, Big John, this is so special dropping off my child because I came here when I was a camper. If your mom and dad came here as campers, they probably had one of these shirts. Up next. All right, so let me set this one up. Picture with me, if you will, summer 2007. We had a set of brothers and their best friend they were all kind of beach bums. They were all kind of surfers. They were all counselors from the beach down in Florida. And they all came into training camp that summer wearing, like you've been to the beach, right? And you've gone in those like Alvin's Island, you know, like those beachy kind of shops. And they've always got like the gaudy neon spring break shirt. And so these three guys, Lance, Levi, and Tommy, they showed up summer 2007 for training camp wearing spring break 2007 t-shirts. And we're like, those are super cool. We need some Woodlands shirts like that. So we busted out that next summer, the Woodlands Camp spring break t-shirt. Nice gaudy neon colors. These were smoking hot back in the late 2000s, 2008, 2009. In fact, those guys were some of the original members of the Boys of Summer from Schizophrenia. Some of you have seen kind of a rehash of that skit. This was a big shirt back in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Number 3 on Big John's top 10 favorite shirts is this guy right here, because America. For my country, for the king, little red, white, and blue, little Woodlands branding. I mean, like seriously, how do you get better than that? Like this has got it all. But I love my favorite part down there at the bottom, for my king, for King Jesus. You've seen maybe some of our staff have some sweatshirts that say for the king. In the early years, one of my good friends, Steve DeWitt, was one of our speakers for years, and he told a story about that little phrase, and it's really become kind of an unofficial mantra here at Woodlands Camp that we do what we do for King Jesus. I love this one. I need to talk to Ty. Ty, we need to roll something like this out again. You think we can do that? I've got 2 suggestions for you. We're just right here live on the air, so no pressure. So that is my number 2 favorite shirt. I roll this one out every July 4th. Which, by the way, we mentioned this morning, if you didn't get to dial in this morning, July 4th week is a special week here at Woodlands Camp because it's the one week of the summer where we do a big fireworks display for our campers. So if you're on the fence about which week you want to register for, and we've got months until registration, not until February. But if you're on the fence, man, that July 4th week, it's the place to be as Woodlands Camp watching those fireworks, and you'll see me rocking this shirt on July 4th. Number 2, are you ready for 2? We're down to 2. Number 2. Summer 2008, I believe. So simple. But as you can see when I roll this thing out, man, this has been well loved, well worn. Just my simple, I heart camp. I don't just like camp. I love camp. I love camp with all my heart. This was a big seller. We had the blue and red one. We had the white with the red heart and the black, kind of like the I Heart New York. Maybe you've seen, or actually theirs is kind of like ours. But again, like the old school Woodlands branding. This is back in the day. We rolled this out probably 06, 07, 08, something like that. But man, you can see this like wore all the way through my heart. And then my number 1 top favorite t-shirt, we're going long sleeve and we're going old school on this one. Ty, this is another, we've already talked about this one. We're going to bring this one back. This one is now officially 26 years old. This actual t-shirt, but this design as well. Again, super simple, but this was, okay, so this was our first ever short sleeve shirt. Showed you this right off the top. This was our first ever long sleeve shirt, And these were the only 2 garments available in the Woodlands Trading Post. My top number 1 is this guy. You can see it's like kind of yellowed now. It used to be white, but just a simple Woodlands camp on the front. And then on the back, do justly, love mercy, walk humbly. So we've been talking about maybe rolling a couple of these old school ones, freshening up the design, bringing them current in summer for 2025, and bringing these back into our current repertoire. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me for this top 10 this summer. Don't forget, come loaded for bear for the Trading Post. We're going to have all of our new 2025 stuff. Do we have a special announcement to make? We do. This is my friend Ty. Everybody say hi, Ty. If you're watching, it doesn't matter if you're behind your screen. Nobody can hear you. Just say hi, Ty. Everybody say hi, Ty. There we go. Ty, tell us what you have to tell us today.
Yeah, so we are...
By the way, this is our retail manager. If you haven't met Ty, retail manager, now you're friends. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we are actually going live now. You can go to our website for our retail store, and you can find the unforgettable Christmas sweater for this year and this year only. So go to our link in our bio. So follow us at Woodlands Trading Post. You can find that Christmas sweater in the link in the bio. Purchase that now until December 2nd, and then you'll be squared away.
Sweet. So we've got a Woodlands Christmas sweater. I'm telling you, this thing is going to be a hype. You need to follow the Woodlands Trading Post on Instagram. Just go find that. I'll wait. Go ahead and click follow. Okay, sweet. So follow the Woodlands Trading Post. We're going to be rolling out some 2025 stuff over the next coming weeks and months. But you'll find the link in our bio to the Woodlands Trading Post, or you can go to woodlandscamp.org/shop, store, one of those 2. Go to woodlandscamp.org. You'll find the store on there. And you can buy it now through December 2nd. Is that right? Now through December 2nd. And the reason being because we need time to be able to order the appropriate sizes and then ship it to you so you have it for Christmas. So go there now, order that. You can go to all your Christmas parties representing for the good guys. So go there now, order that, follow the Woodlands Trading Post. Keep an eye on that because we're going to be giving you some of the first sneak peeks at our 2025 line. You can be the first one to get in here to where when you get to camp, you know you've got your size in your favorite Woodlands gear. Once again, we have any other things to roll out? That's all we got. Fabulous. Hey, thank you for hanging out. Once again, be praying today. Today's a big deal, National Woodlands Day. Our hope is, with this very generous match, our hope is to raise a total of $750,000 today, which would go a long way toward building Woodlands West, which goes a long way toward building the facilities, Woodlands West, and the programs, traditional, extreme, freestyle, and salt, to be able to impact 25,000 people a year for Jesus and have all that in place by 2025, which is just 6 weeks away. Have a great rest of your day. We'll check in again soon.